All right, guys, here we are again with Ron Healy from Tuxedo. And Ron, today we're going to go over the wheel balancers, tire changes, and scissor lifts, right?
That's right. Yep.
Excellent. All right. So, which one do you want to start with first?
Well, let's go to page 14, the balancers.
Page 14. All right, guys. Yeah. And if you have any questions, let us know also, guys.
Okay.
Just let it go. All right.
Can it's hard.
just press
Just wanna click.
just press ignore. All right, guys. All right, Ron, all yours.
Okay. So as you can see on the top of the screen, you've got the WB953B and then just the WB953. Same exact machine with or without the protective hood. So the features on this machine, this will do up to 24-inch rims. There's only 3 parameters that you enter into the machine. Just the size, the distance away from the cabinet, the width of the rim, and then the diameter of the rim, and then it does the rest. We sell these in a lot of high volume shops. You can really get pretty rough with them. I would consider them heavy duty for a commercial shop. The only thing that you'd want to remember about this is that you cannot do dually rims with it. That's why we brought in that one you see underneath there, WB448. That's a truck and car balancer. So that's probably one of the biggest issues we've had on this WB953 is people expecting to be able to do the wide rims or the dually rims. They just won't fit on there. The shaft is kind of stubby. So when they put them on there, that deep dish will hit against the cabinet on the machine. And there's a couple that you can spin around and do it, but it's just not recommended. It's not really designed for it. We do have a light truck cone set on that balancer, and it's strictly for that, for light trucks, like a F-150 at the biggest. And that light truck cone set will not allow you to do dualies or one-ton rims.
Okay.
But that's pretty much our bread and butter balancer that we sell quite a bit of. Any questions on it that y'all had? Any issues or customer questions that you've heard?
So the 953 is just for the F-150, right? No F-250s will fit in there?
No.
Okay.
It's just not heavy enough to do something like that big.
Gotcha.
I had a client probably yesterday. He asked me, he was looking at one of them, and he was asking me if the wheel balancers are working with air compressors or electrical, if there's just the tire balancers just electrical.
Right, they are. They're just 110 volt also, just a regular house current they run on. What I would recommend to a customer, though, is if they can plug it straight into an outlet, that's great. But if they are going to have to use an extension cord, to try to use the shortest one possible that works for them and the heaviest gauge. Because of being a computerized balancer, you don't want to get any voltage drop if somebody's running it all the way across their shop on a skimpy extension cord. But it is just 110 volt. So, they're like, that's why I say this, because there's a lot of cheap 110 volt extension cords out there. You want to use a industrial grade heavy duty cord.
Okay, and the question on the air compressor, how much air power of air compressor does it need?
That one doesn't use air. None of the balancers use air. The tire changers use air and electric.
Tire changers, not wheel balancers.
Correct.
Okay, just an electrical. Okay.
And the scissor lifts use air too, right?
So the balancer that you see on the bottom left there, the WB CB66VE, that one there has a heavier duty shaft. It's more of a high-end balancer, and also it does up to 28-inch rims instead of 24s. So you can do some custom rims with this machine. It does have a laser pointer to show you where you can put the sticky weights. And it comes with 5 different aluminum modes. So this really is, if someone's going to be doing a custom rim shop or any type of deep dish wheels or anything like that, this is the balancer they should be using. You know, the 953 is good for using the hammer-on weights that you see on the edge of the rim, but this 66 is really most recommended for any type of custom rims. Of course, it's more expensive.
Yep. And this is
And then
20.
the last
So,
balancer.
and this is 28-inch wheels, right?
WB448. Go ahead.
This is 28-inch wheels, you said.
Correct. Yep.
Rims, not the
Rim.
diameter of the actual wheel. Okay.
No, it is the rim for sure. I think the diameter of the wheel is about 48 inches.
Okay.
So the clients basically, they will buy the wheel balancer depending on the measurement of the rim.
That's right.
Okay.
And if they have like, well, I know they probably don't, there are not too many out there, well, like 30-inch rims and, you know, the big like Hummers. Do we have anything for that?
We don't. We
Okay.
used to have one. It was pretty expensive. It was about 15,000. But it was more of a headache than anything, especially for something that expensive.
Yep.
So we don't carry that.
Gotcha.
People, the high-end people do, like Corgi and
Yep. Corgi, Hoffman, they have that, I think.
Hoffman, yeah, Hunter.
Okay.
Our competition.
Yes. So the last balancer we have is the WB448. That one there can do cars and trucks. It's got a heavy-duty shaft on it. Comes with that lifter that you see in the right. It's an air-operated lifter. So you set it on that black sliding piece there with the handle, and there's a valve switch that allows the air to pump up and lift the wheel up onto the rim for you. Because I don't know if you've ever seen these custom rims that are the 30s. They weigh about 120 pounds, so they're pretty heavy when they have a tire on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that lifter is included, and it comes in very, very handy. One thing, if you can, is try to always remember is this WB448 is 220 volt. The other balancers are 110, but this one does have to run on a 220 volt like a two-post lift does.
Okay. Perfect.
Just something to always remember. You can't be converted or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's mainly because it's a heavier duty machine is why it's got that higher voltage. It's got a 300-pound capacity on it.
Mm-hmm. And that one is 298. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the capacity for the other ones you said?
Oh, 200,
200. Okay.
190.
Gotcha.
And on the bottom of the page, got some accessories that a lot of people ask for. Want to scroll down one. So we sell the air lifter that comes with the 448. We sell that separately in case somebody wants to use that. A lug-centric adapter, which is right next to it there. That's for real fine tuning as far as maybe race wheels on Cup Porsche cars, people like that. It just gives it a finer balance because it finds the dead center of the wheel when it's on the balancer. And then you've got your light truck cone sets for the 953 and the CB6, and the next to it there, you've got a dually attachment. All these really are, you see that round ring, and then you've got the cone, but then you've got those other two pieces there, that aluminum one and the black one. All they really are spacers. They're moving the wheel away from the cabinet of the machine to allow you to do wider wheels. That's all they act as, really. It's just a big steel spacer. Then at the bottom of the page, we offer motorcycle kits. If people want to balance motorcycle wheels, you can do them on the 953. All you do is just take the threaded shaft off the main shaft off of the machine, and then it comes with a smaller shaft that screws in that you can put in yourself.
This is the 953B, right?
I'm sorry?
The 953B or the S?
Both of those can be used on the 953. That
Okay.
B and S means that those are two different thickness. Oh, I'm having a brain fart. They're two different motorcycle kits. One does up to 14 millimeter and higher, and then this other one does 19 millimeter. So it's The B&S just really tells the difference between the two. Nothing to do with the model number of the balancer.
Gotcha. Let me see. So
And then on the
so
CB66
okay.
comes one too.
So these two you can use for these, right? And this one, WB, the CB6, you can use for this one. Gotcha.
For the high-end balancer, yep.
Okay.
And the B and the S are good for any of the 953s, for either
Okay.
one, with or without the hood.
So in order for us to sell this better, we have to ask the client what kind of wheels he has, right? 14 millimeter.
What size hub? Yeah, it's mainly
hub.
what size hub. What
Okay.
you normally do, and a lot of people do it, is they'll sell them both together as one kit.
Yep.
That way, and you just tell them, just in case you run up to either one, you want to have either one instead of shopping it out.
Exactly. And these are the hood assemblies for each one.
Right. The 448 doesn't come with a hood, so it is sold separately. So that's why we have that listed there. And then if somebody buys the B 953, they can add the hood later.
Okay. And
that is all of our balancer stuff.
okay, gotcha. Guys, do you guys have any questions about balancing?
I think we're good.
Okay. So now you know, right? These small ones, you can do 24-inch rims. This one, you can do 28-inch rims. So if a guy comes in with, like you said, like customized wheels and bigger wheels, go for this one. And of course, this one, we do the bigger type of trucks, right? And obviously, as an upsell, always try to sell them on this. Obviously, if they got the truck lift, this, and these little cones as well too, and the spacers and motorcycle adapters right here. And I know Edwin had a question about. Hold on, let me pull up his question really quick. He said, "Can you give us a lesson on how to take the tire changer specs and use them to understand wheel sizes?" I guess that's more of a tire changer question, right?
Yep.
Okay. Should I go down to tire changers? All right,
Yeah, I guess the next page is, we do offer, there's another upsell for the balancers, for the wheel weight kits. If you're selling a balancer, you always should ask them, do you need weights? Because of course they're going to if it's a new shop. So we sell a basic kit and a deluxe kit. The basic kit comes with all the clip-on weights and also the adhesive weights. And the deluxe kit comes with the clip-on weights for aluminum and clip-on weights for steel, plus the adhesive weights.
So does anybody not understand why there's wheel weights? Why we use the wheel weights?
I know they put it on the wheel, they put it on the wheel, but I don't know why.
Okay, so basically, real quick, Steph, when you put the wheel here, right, and it balances the wheel, the machine basically tells you where the imperfections of the wheel are. So if one part of the wheel has a higher, like it weighs a little bit more by let's say an ounce, because nothing's perfect, obviously you have to balance the other side of the wheel with a little bit of weight. And this is the weight that you put on whatever side that you need the weight for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So in the balancers, what they do is they'll spin. The balancers will spin and then stop, and there'll be an LED readout telling you right where to put the weight on that rim.
Does that make sense? That
gets. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, but it's like a sticker that weights, or
stick-on weights.
There's stick-on weights, and there's the clip-on kind that you hammer on. The ones that are on the very edge of the wheel.
That goes like inside of the rim, right?
Yes.
Yep.
When you slowly turn the wheel on the machine, and when the indicator light starts blinking, that's where you need to put the wheel weight up, right?
Yep.
Correct. Does that make sense, guys? Nika, Michelle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now it does.
Okay. Good. All right. Any other questions about wheel balancer, guys? Good.
They can go on a lift gate.
They can.
Good to know.
You can go on a lift gate.
So what we're gonna do, guys, is probably gonna have all these accessories. Well, depending on the wheel balancer, have all these accessories tied to all these wheel balancers. So like you and or the client can just go in and say, hey, you know what, you need the lug adapter, or you need the light truck kit, or the spacer. You know, so you guys can add on and increase to the end of the sale. You know, and of course, if they're getting the truck wheel balancer, always get the wheel lift, because obviously a lot of these wheels are extremely heavy, and you know, doing 10, 20, 30 a day, the tech is going to get tired, and he's going to get worn down and probably get injured, you know. So that's why you need this wheel lift.
Mhm.
So owners can pretty much not have that liability for their techs and take care of their techs. You're going to have that longevity with the techs. When I say tech, I mean the mechanic. All right, any other question, guys? Nope. All right, moving on. Tire changers.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
So with the Tuxedo tire changers, what we did is we made the lower numbers the smaller of the machines. So a TC430 only does up to 18-inch rims. It doesn't have bead blasters. I'll tell you what those are in a minute. And it just has a handheld air inflation gun that you fill up. So it's kind of a lower end, smaller mom and pop type tire changer. It is air and electric. It's 110 volt. Needs about 125 pounds of air pressure. And but other than that, it does operate like the other ones. The rims come in and squeeze the rim while you use the dismount head, and that turntable you see there, it turns so you can take both sides of the tires off of the rims. So the next size up is the TC530. This one does up to 20-inch rims, and this is outside clamping. You'll see when you look at some of the specs, they show inside clamping and outside clamping. So inside clamping is where you close all the jaws all together and put the wheel on, and then you push the pedal, and the air cylinders bring the jaws out, so it kind of grabs the rim from the inside rather than grabbing it from the outside. So you can do it either way. A lot of people do inside clamping on rims that they don't want to scratch or mark up, because this is on the inside backside of a rim. So the TC530, very similar to the TC430, except it's got just a few more bells and whistles and it's bigger. It does have the jet blasters. And what those are, they call them bead seeders. I call them jet blasters, but they're little air holes in each jaw, right behind the jaw. And when you go to inflate a tire, you step on a pedal and it gives us this big blast of air, and it seats the bead on the rim for you so that you can inflate it properly. Because sometimes when you have a really loose tire on a rim, it won't fill up with air because it's just so loose. This bead seeder will seat it onto the rim, make it tight, so it'll hold a little bit of air just so you can get started when you're inflating the tires up. It does come with a hose with a foot pedal for inflation. And they all have what you see in the right-hand side. You see that piece of steel there. That's the bead breaker. When you let all the air out of a tire, the first step is to stand the tire up vertically against that black rubber pad, and then move that shovel, is what we call it, move it out. And then you put it up against the bead, and then you step on a pedal, and the shovel comes in and busts that sidewall off the side of the rim, makes it loose, so that way you can dismount it. And all you do is you rotate the wheel a little bit, and then you flip it around, and then break that side also of the wheel. So all the machines have a bead breaker. Again, 110 volt, 125 pounds of air. The machines all come with a air regulator, so you can set the air pressure for the machine. It comes with an oiler and a dryer. And what that means is the biggest enemy of a tire changer is water and the air coming out of the compressor. If somebody doesn't take care of their compressor and drain the water out of the bottom of it, sometimes you see if someone shoots an air gun, there's water coming out too. That just means they haven't emptied out their air compressor. But the water gets inside these machines and corrodes them pretty bad and very easily. So they have the oiler and the dryer treating the air before it goes into the machine. So it's a good feature to mention to the customers. It just gives longevity and it makes the parts last longer on the machines. The next one up is the TC950. Now this is the one that all of us sell a ton of these because this is the most popular. This one does up to 24-inch rims. Just to give an example how heavy duties are, that machine weighs 700 pounds. I mean, it's a heavy duty machine. It comes with the bead blasters, inflation hose. It's almost identical to the 530, except it's just bigger and it has a bigger turntable on it, so you can do bigger rims. And we also offer next to it there the TC950 WPA. And that is the same TC950 machine, and the WPA means with press arm. The press arm is used for doing low-profile rims. When you're trying to dismount a low-profile rim, the sidewall on it is really thick because they have to be, because the low pros are pretty small, especially nowadays. So this press arm pushes the sidewall down while you're dismounting, and it just makes it an easier dismounting when you're taking the tire off the rim. So it's something to mention. If they're looking for a tire changer, the biggest thing you want to ask them is, how big of a wheel are you doing? That way you'll set them into the right machine first. And then you can ask them, are you going to be doing low profiles, which most new cars have them anyways. So you can probably get them into the TC950 WPA, and that kind of covers all your bases. The only downside on the TC950 is you can't do small rims on it, which, because it's so big, it's a kind of a no-brainer, but it's hard to get a machine that's going to do every single job that you need. And if you scroll down a little bit more, we've got two more tire changers. This gets into our professional and heavy-duty machines. This TC1300 it's a high-end machine. It has leverless technology, meaning the other tire changers, the 430, the 950, the 530, you use a tire lever and you manipulate the sidewall up off the rim, and you kind of have to guide it yourself with your hands. Well, this machine has a built-in lever that is pneumatic, and it gets down and grabs the sidewall and pulls it up for you. So you're not touching it basically. And these are used for custom rims because the less you handle or less tools you use, the less chance you have of scraping up the rim and causing damage and having a mad customer. So this is a good high-end machine, our biggest high-end machine we have, mainly designed for customers that are doing custom rims. And that one is also 110 volt and 125 pounds of air pressure. So that's all of our 110 volt units. You get over to the heavy duty machine, that one's 220 volt, and that one does up to tractor trailer trucks. I mean, that's a heavy duty truck tire changer at 220 volt. And that's it's got a hydraulic motor and a electrical motor built into it. Really, really good quality. And if someone's looking for something for that big, it'd be a nice sale because I think they're around $5,000, $6,000 for them.
Yep.
Any questions on tire changers?
Yep. So
Me.
go ahead, Laura.
Oh, sorry, one. So the heavy duty ones, for example, if a client wants to use it for a small tire, will they be able to?
On the heavy duty one?
Yes.
On the
Or is it just for
770.
big
No,
tires?
it can do 15-inch rims actually. So if they wanted to, it's kind of overkill, but if they wanted to use it for both, yes, they sure could. Because it grabs the inside of the rim. It doesn't grab it on the outside.
Oh, got it.
So yeah, you could.
Thank
So
you.
I got a question. Air pressure for all of them is like 125?
Right.
All of them.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So 125 psi.
And what's good is a lot of shops, you have the air coming out of the compressor, and then these machines have a regulator where you can tamp it down if you have to. Because a lot of shops are 150, 175.
Okay.
And you don't want to put too much pressure, you'll blow the seals out on all the pneumatic cylinders. So 1 in 25 is a good one.
Okay.
So I got another question. So I think something that you may have forgotten to mention. These are swing arm tire changers, and this is tilt back. One
Right, the
question that I
1300
have.
is a tilt back.
Yep. One question that I have is like, when would it be beneficial for a client to use to choose a single arm, excuse me, a
Swing.
swing arm versus a tilt back
I
design?
had the same. I had the
Yeah,
same question.
the tilt back was designed for big diameter wheels. So it's and you'll only find it on a high end machine. They're more expensive because they've got another pneumatic cylinder inside there. It's got another foot pedal for it. So it's really not an application thing. It's more of if it's a high end machine or not. And like I said, it's also built for bigger diameter wheels because you see the red tower on the other machines with the swing arms. That's the air reservoir, and it looks a lot. Doesn't look as close as it is, but it's fairly close to that turntable. So that's why they only allows you to do certain size, overall size wheels. The tilt back comes in gradually and is pretty far set off, so you can do a bigger diameter wheel on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It gives you more clearance, but you only see it on a high-end machine.
Okay. You guys, Steph, for example, you know what the difference is between a swing arm and a tilt back, right? And how it works. So basically,
Eh,
guys, well, just I can run. So basically, a swing arm means that this part of the tower is swinging out. That way,
mm,
you measure this part of the tower depending on how big the tire is, right? So if you got a bigger tire, this arm will open up a little bit and you can clamp it down. This part is the part that you clamp down on the wheel, right? So obviously, if it's a smaller wheel, this whole part of the tower will close, and then you bring this part down to lock in the wheel right here. Now this is a tilt back tire, so instead of actually swinging, this whole tower tilts back like this. We don't have a picture of it here. I'll show you one later on if you guys want. But this whole tower tilts back, and then that's when you put the wheel in here. When you put the wheel in and you lock the wheel here in the turn plates in the turntable, you can bring back the tower, and you can
It slides
either,
back and forth.
yeah, this slides back and forth, and
Yep.
you bring it down once you have the correct measurement for the tire.
in regards of mobility, which one is easier for the client?
The leverless?
The
Yeah.
swing arm or
The
The
the TC
leverless, they don't use
TC
anything.
1300 definitely is less work,
Less work. They don't even touch the wheel.
Okay.
but it's more expensive.
Yep.
It's a good
Like
clip.
for example, I remember I went to a tire shop a couple of years ago, and the owner, he said he loved the swing arm style whenever he was doing the same size tire because it was already measured at, let's say he had 18-inch rims come in all the time. Every 18-inch rim he used to use it for with the swing arm, just because it was already like this. The swing arm was already measured at 18 inches, so all he had to do is just push it down, and that's it. What do you think, Ron? Do you agree with that?
Well, personally, I like the swing arm because it's easier to adjust it.
That's what he was saying
And
too.
also using the assist arm. What the assist arm does, it really replaces another employee because it's a two-man job when you're doing those low pros.
Okay.
That press arm takes the job of a person.
Okay, so that's a good selling point, guys. Like for example, like whenever you get a client wanted to buy one of the most economical tire changers, you can upsell him to this TC 950 WPA. You can tell him like, hey, you know what? With these bigger tires, you're gonna probably need two guys, spending more money, using these two guys. Whereas with this one, with the 950 WPA, you're only gonna need one guy because this whole arm, this press arm, will replace the second guy. Yes, you're spending a little bit more on this, but over the lifespan of the tire changer, you're going to save a lot more money because you're using one guy instead of two. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's these are little like selling points that you have to bring up when you're selling, when you're talking about tire changes, right? Like most people, most of the calls that we get are always going to be the TC 430. It's the most economical one. Right now, it's our job to say, hey, to basically guide the client to say, yes, you're looking at the TC 430. It's a good tire changer, good entry level tire changer, but let's talk about something a little bit more, because this one, what's the biggest tire that they can do with the 430?
18.
18 inches. 18 inches. I mean, there's that's
I want
the
at least
standard.
24, right?
Yeah, you want something a
Yep.
little bigger, right? So that's when you say, hey, hey, Mr. Client, let's go for the TC 950. This one can fit much bigger rims, and let's think about getting the press arm, because you'll be eliminating the second person if a big tire comes in. So, and then now if he has something a lot bigger or like a more custom shop, hey, let's go for the TC 1300. Obviously, he's got a lot more arms, a lot more levers that can help the mechanic take the tire out.
How much is that motorcycle adapter?
Yes.
That's an extra
You
optional
can
one.
use on the TC 950, the 530, and the 430. There are slip-on motorcycle adapters so that you can change motorcycle tires off of rims.
Okay,
They slip onto the jaw clamps, the 4 jaw clamps.
gotcha.
It's this one right
We
here.
also sell.
Oh, it's that one? Okay, a
Yep.
TC 770.
Yep. We also sell a motorcycle tire changer too, the TC 400.
Nice.
But we'll see that on another page. That's all you can do on it is motorcycles.
So within all of the tire changers, if they were gonna do motorcycle wheels, so we'll include the adapters, motorcycle adapters for all of those machines,
Just not the leverless, the TC
not the
1300.
leverless. Got it.
Yeah, so for example, the TCMCAN, this is the motorcycle ATV adapter. So this one works the 430, 530, and the 930.
Oh, I
know,
see it. Okay.
So if you got a guy that thinks he may have one motorcycle, hey, sell it to him. It's not that expensive. It's what, like $100 and something dollars.
Right.
Yep.
So in leverless, you don't use it for motorcycle wheels? No.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Now we also offer, there's your motorcycle tire changer. That's strictly just for motorcycles. And the reason why it is, if you look at the turntable, the clamps are raised up higher. That way you can sit a motorcycle rear rim on there with those, those wide hubs that they have in the center. They have to have a higher clamping spot to get on the rim. But it is strictly just for motorcycles only. Then you get your manual motorcycle tire changer for, a hobbyist, someone it's not a commercial shop machine by any means.
You guys sell a lot of these?
We do, yeah. We people expect them to be a lot heavier duty than they are, and they're not.
Yeah, like that guy that just emailed us a couple days
Exactly.
ago. Yeah.
If they're engineers also.
Mm-hmm.
But and then we also sell the if you scroll up, if someone buys a TC 950, they can add that press arm at a later date. We sell the press arm by itself underneath there.
Gotcha.
We sell that all by itself. That's just the WPA 1. So they can add it. And you can even mention that to them during the sale. If they don't want to jump into the WPA from the 950, you can always mention that they could add that press arm at a later date. When it goes freight, they have to pay extra freight on it.
Yeah.
It's really best to get it when up front.
Mm-hmm. So he's talking about this TC 950, guys.
Yeah, if you scroll down,
this one.
Is the press arm underneath?
there it is right there.
Arm?
It's right here.
Oh, that is. Okay.
So that's just the press arm only.
And then it's just another equipment and needs shipping as well. Okay.
Yep. So it's wise just to buy them together.
Gotcha. And these are assist arms that you can add for the 400 and the 430.
For the
Correct.
motorcycle lifts. Those
No,
are no, they're not for the motorcycle lifts.
no, this.
Those
Yeah, one of
arms.
them is. One's for the
Oh, it's
motorcycle and
Yeah.
one's for the TC 430.
okay.
Okay. Got it.
And with the 530 wouldn't work with this, or you don't have one for the 530.
We don't. Nope, that's the only
Okay.
one. So just the 430 and the 950.
Okay. Okay, but this one, the TC 400 MBPL 230 can work with the TC 430 and 400, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And then
And here's all the specs for the tire changers. So the
catalog's
inside,
your friend.
yeah,
See how they have inside clamp and outside clamping range? That's for those jaw clamps. You can outside clamping is listed there, and then they have and that's the smallest to largest, of course. There's your air pressure. The wheel width, when it's laying down on the side, that's a factor also. You want to check with the customer, or they should really showing them the chart and letting them decide what's going to fit for their application. But I always ask them, what's the biggest wheel you're going to do? That way you know what your maximum is.
mm-hmm. But what's more common, inside clamping or outside clamping?
Outside clamping.
Outside clamping, right? So you guys want to make sure that, for example, if a client says, "Oh, I'm getting 20-inch rims," inside clamping, you can damage the rim a little easier. Outside, you can't. So you want to upsell him. If he says 20, hey, let's go for the 530. If he says 21, don't say, "Oh, inside clamping 23." No, say, "Hey, let's go for the 950." Because you're gonna inside clamping, you're running the risk of ruining the rim, right? And like the cheapest rim could cost what, a couple $100, $300-400. So like that's what it costs to upgrade from one tire changer to the other.
Yeah.
Always go for the outside clamp. Try
Yeah,
to sell them the
you
outside
can
clamp, which is the TC 950. Well, or they all have the capability, but it's better for the less risky.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, you can do the inside clamping, but you're running the risk of damaging the rim, And like I said, like the upgrade, for the price from TC 430 to TC 530, it's not that much. You ruin one rim, that's what's gonna that's your money right there. That's your profit right there.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is tell them like, yeah, if you're clamping rims that are 20-inch rims, don't do the 430. Let's go for the 530. And if you're doing 22-inch rims, yes, you can do the inside clamping 23 with the 530, but hey, let's go for the 950.
Just to avoid that risk of getting the rim
Yep.
cracked.
And I mean, we all talk to these clients on a daily basis. Some of them are cheap, right? But you have to paint the picture in the client's mind and say, Mr. Client, if you get the TC 430 and you get a 20-inch rim or even a 22-inch rim come in, you're losing money because that same client is going to go to another shop that has a 22-inch that can do his tire, and then you're losing a client for the lifespan of that client, where they have the car. Now, if you spend a little bit more money on getting an actual tire changer that's going to fit most tires, you can accommodate more clients and earn their business, right? But if you don't have something that the client needs, you're going to lose that client forever. Does
One
that
thing
make
you want to
sense?
keep in mind too is the volume that they do. If the customer is a high volume, busy tire shop, they shouldn't even waste their time looking at the 430 or the 530. Should automatically go into a 950.
Mm-hmm.
And that way they can do all the sizes, and it's a heavier machine. It's going to last longer. Because you got some guys that just do them every now and then. They could get away with a 430 or a 530, but if they're high volume, I wouldn't sell them anything smaller than the 950.
Yep, I agree with that. Makes sense, guys?
Yes.
Any questions about tire changers or anything?
No, mine, I pretty much went into depth with all of them.
Okay. Cool. Ron, where do we go? Oh,
That is tire changers.
okay. Now, want to talk about the scissor lifts real quick?
Yeah.
What page is that?
On what?
What page is that?
What were you looking up?
The scissor lifts. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's back actually. Let's see here. Like the mid-rise, page 10. There you go. So we can do these single post lifts too, Juan, if you want.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get into
Okay.
them too.
So you see the SC2K, that's a single post, 2,000 pound capacity. It's a chain over cylinder, just like on our TP9, which is an old lift design. You see the aluminum deck that's there, that is removable. So when you take that off, you just have the two basically feet coming out of there. This lift's really, it's got a few different uses. The first one is used for putting something up in the air at the head of a driveway. I'm sorry, the head of a garage. So you can put a motorcycle on there, a lawnmower, or anything really under 2,000 pounds, lift it up in the air, and then you can pull the front end of your vehicle up underneath it. So it's almost like a storage lift, but it's all you're storing is a motorcycle or a snowmobile or something like that up on top of that. So it gives you more space. It's space saving for a garage. We also sell these for tractor repair. A lot of ag shops or mom and pop lawnmower repair, they'll buy this lift and then take that aluminum deck off, and they can get up underneath at the blades and the wheels and such on the mowers. It's not real big, but it's a pretty good size platform on there. I think it's maybe 5x6 or something like that. We do sell an accessory for it, which is another platform that comes right off of where the cursor is. And then we put one of our motorcycle vices on the platform. So you can store a motorcycle on there in the same direction, or leaning up against the post per se, is what direction you'd store it, where each wheel would sit on that black piece. So it's got a lot of uses. It's only 110 volt. It's really designed for residential use or for small engine repair use. Good for ATVs also. And like I said, you can get an accessory for it if you want to store a motorcycle on there.
So if you put that accessory, how big what's the biggest size motorcycle that you can fit? Because for example, I just got a client that called me up about a Harley Davidson that was 90 inches long.
Yep. Yeah, you would definitely need to ask the customer what the wheelbase is on it, and also the weight. I wouldn't put like a Fat Boy or a Road King or something like that up on it. Yep. Mainly for like dirt bikes and things like that.
Gotcha.
Or rice rockets.
So would if the wheelbase was 90 inches, would that fit?
90 inches?
Yep. Yeah, that's what he told me. That.
Let's see.
Well, he said 89, but yeah, not 90 inches.
No.
No.
The platform is 5'4" wide, or 64 inches wide.
Okay.
And then you got the extra platform that has the motorcycle vise on it, but that's maybe about 2 feet. So you're looking at about 7 feet. For something that big, honestly, he'd probably be better off with a SP6K or something like that. Something pretty heavy duty. That's a long wheelbase.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'd need a 4-post storage with the aluminum decks in the center.
That's what I told him too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And this
Any
one
questions
is.
On that one?
I think this was
Grabbing
pretty.
my mouse. It's moving.
Do you want to take over?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So now you get your MSC6K KLP, which is mobile single column. 6K is 6,000, and LP is low profile. Real smart. 110 volt. This is I'm sure you guys are probably selling this. It's been really popular.
Yes. The only problem is that we got a lot of requests in New York, and the shipping to New York is
Oh
expensive.
yeah, yeah, thing's huge.
Yep. So what we're doing, I don't know if, well, I don't know if everybody knows, guys, but we just put in an order for about 24 lifts to come to Bohemia, New York. I don't know if Amber told you, Ron.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna start storing or warehousing these lifts. So two of
Ooh,
the 8Ks.
And a 9Ks.
Yeah, two
which
of yeah,
AKs?
the four post lifts. Let me look for it really quick.
Yeah.
So
Oh
we're gonna be
wow,
warehousing these.
cool.
The,
Yay.
these we have like about 10 of these and 6 of these, and we have about, where's the four post lifts?
Keep going.
Right here, and we got a couple of these, a couple of these, and a couple of these. So they're gonna be in New
Nice.
York. We're getting them in August. We placed the order today. By the way,
Cool.
if you guys are watching this recording, it's May 22nd. We'll get it in August.
Oh, we got all excited.
but
Hi, future me.
yeah, I know, right? But luckily, for example, what we'll do is, like, like, let's say when we're about 20 days out, or like mid-July, we can start pushing these in New York. So like, I know to ship this, even from Delaware, to ship this lift is like 300, $400 minimum,
Oh, at
right?
least.
Yep. So if we have them in New York, they'll be readily available, so they can pick it up in New York for free. Maybe we'll do like a handling fee or something like that. I haven't really figured it out. And or we can ship it, we can deliver it to their to their garage and install it as well. So we can use my father for that. So that's going to increase our revenue as well in the New York area.
Nobody in that area has those lifts, so you beat them every time.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, we get a lot of those calls, but as soon as they say, yeah, 300, 400, even
Right.
400, I think they're like, okay, I'll call you back. So
Yep.
oh, passed it already. All right, going back to that. But yeah, but that so the reason I brought that up is because maybe our next purchase of lifts will include some of these as well. But I wanted to try out the 2-post and the 4-post lifts. Of course, they're more popular, but this one, in the next purchase, we'll do this one as well.
Yeah, freight's a killer on those things.
Yep, that too.
So that's a very unique lift. It's got 4 swing arms on it, just like on a 2-post lift. So, and they slide in and out, and they radius turn. So you can get underneath quite a bit of different size frames. One of the biggest selling features is that it's portable. You see a little pallet jack handle in the back of it. You pump it up when it's down all the way with no vehicle on it, and you can move it around your shop. You can put it in one bay, take it out, put it in another bay, and use it. Very, very handy and very heavy duty. It's a 6,000 pound capacity, but it'll handle it no problem. We've put some pickup trucks up on that lift with ease.
Nice.
So it can't be moved with the vehicle on it, right?
No vehicle. It has to be the no vehicle can be on top of this lift, so it can be moved.
Right.
Okay.
And some people will ask if you can put a car in the air and then park another one underneath. Some say yes, and I say personally, I say no. It's not why it was designed for that, and they have to drive over that base part of the lift while there's a vehicle up in the air above it. To me, that's it wasn't designed for that. So it's too sketchy. So I like to be pretty stern about it because they think it's a great idea, but it really isn't. It's dangerous.
Yep. It's the same, like also like when you get a call for a 2-post lift and they want to use it for storage. I always say no.
Right. And the reason why I say no is because over time the arm's going to start sagging on a 2-post if you leave a vehicle in the air for a long period of time. So that's the MSC 6K. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay.
Clear.
So we can do our scissor lifts. So we've got 3 scissor lifts. You see the LR26, the MR6K38, and the MR6K48. Those 3 there are all 6,000 pound capacity, all 110 volt. The LR26 is not portable, but the other 2 are. And the main difference on these is in the part number, the 26, the 38, and the 48. That's all the lifting height of these lifts. 26 is a low rise. It only goes up 26 inches. The other one's 38 inches. The other one's 48 inches. These are used mainly in auto body because they put a vehicle up in the technician's face to be sanding or what have you. So it's ergonomic. Also for brake shops, gets the vehicle up in the air again so that they can get at all 4 wheels at once without having to lift up each side. And they're also used by a lot of hobbyists because of them being portable. The customer can just put it in their garage, work on their vehicle, detail it, whatever they want to do with it on it, do brakes, and then wheel it away and get it out of the way. So it's a good selling feature that they're portable and only 110 volt. The one underneath the PL6K is a pit lift, and that's really sold commercially to quick lube type places. If they have a pit in the floor and that they need to straddle, this is the lift that you use. It's specifically made for that. Drive over design, and these are all, at least I should say, except for the 48, these are all frame engaging. You don't have arms or spin up pads. They're just, you're just lifting it up right in between the front and rear wheels of the frame.
So, why would a client choose, or for example, this one, the 26, over the MR6 48? Because it's basically the same type of lift. The only difference is that this one raises 26 and this one's a 48.
And there's a difference in price. The 26 is cheaper. Doesn't lift it up as high. It's only 1 cylinder. So that's really the only difference. If they don't need it to go up that high, then they should just go with the 26. The thing about the 26 also, though, is it's not portable.
Doesn't move.
So
It's not portable.
There's a difference there.
But
Right.
it's, right here it says portable
it?
design.
Yeah.
So weird.
But it's not portable.
Thanks for pointing that out, actually.
Yeah, because this is portable.
Because I circle it in my catalog.
Portable.
Portable.
They're all portable design. I hope
But just not portable.
So when it's
wrong
not
question.
portable,
That's a good catch.
yeah.
That one's not portable. It used to be. When I first got in the business, the one that we sold looked just like that, and it was portable, but not anymore.
Gotcha.
Ron, that thing connected to the lift, is that like
Power unit?
like a power unit or what?
Yeah, that's the power unit.
So on top of that, you need to connect your compressor, right? Or not?
No.
Nope. There's only one of those lifts that needs air, and that's the MR6K38. And you would run a hose to that because that one has air lock releases. The other ones are manual. They're mechanical. So they don't. The other ones just need electric.
So the 26 and the 48 are electric.
Yep.
The 38 needs air
And electric.
and electric.
Yep.
And on that, since the 26 is not portable, you mount it or you bolt it down, or did you just leave it as it is?
You can freestand it, but there are holes in the frame if you want to bolt it down.
Oh, so you can bolt it down.
Yep.
And what do you recommend? Better bolt it down or not?
I would. I mean, if you have no plans of moving it, then I would definitely bolt it down. But it weighs about 1,000 pounds. It can be pushed out of the way if needed, if they wanted to clean the shop or something like that. But I mean, if you don't have any plans on moving it, I personally would bolt it down.
Got it. Oh, so it can be moved. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, just not on wheels like the other ones.
Not on wheels. Got it. Okay. Gotcha.
Not portable design.
Okay. Where should we go? Down?
Now we do have accessories on the next page. There's all your stats and specs for the scissor lifts. Some of these guys will want to recess the scissor lift and make a cutout in their concrete. So you can provide them with the overall sizes if they want to cut it and make it recessed into the floor.
So these are the accessories, right?
So now there's your SC2K, that's the motorcycle attachment. That platform goes off the side of the main platform, it bolts onto it. So when you want to lift and store a motorcycle in the air, that'll definitely be able to stabilize it better.
Yeah, you put the wheel here, guys. The front wheel,
Yep,
you put it here.
drive right into it.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath it, on that lube, on the pit lift, we have a swing arm kit in case you have a wide body vehicle and they won't fit. The standard style of lifting won't work, so you can use some swing arms on there to get a better, you can grab the positioning points better for lifting it. And the same with the MR6K38. Those are SUV adapters. They just sit on the top of the lift, just the way they're shown. And just like on truck adapters, on two-post lifts, it eliminates some of the high clearance on trucks. This does the same thing. Just gives it your proper lifting height. So say if you go with a minivan or an SUV on the scissor lift and it's lifted a little bit, it's off the ground. So you're running the lift up in the air and it's not picking anything up yet. This makes up that difference. Then you've got height adapters that go with the pit lift swing arms too.
Perfect. And our mobile column lifts. Yeah, want to talk about these real quick?
Rather do it separate because there's a lot into it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to do separate.
Okay. Anything else you want to go over today?
No, I'd like to wait till next Friday if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I think we covered everything. Guys, any last questions you guys have about wheel balancers, tire changers, or any of the scissor lifts?
Oh, I guess just the common questions, you know, and I guess this would be for us or for George and Juan. Like the most common questions we get for customers are, you know, for the wheel balancers, is the accessories that come with it. Is that right? Like what do
Yes.
you recommend? Like what do you guys?
Yeah, they do.
Test at that point.
They all come with the standard cone set.
Okay.
They come with measuring calipers. They come with the hammer to put the weights on too. Those all come standard.
Okay.
And like something that you can upsell on, Jones, is basically the light truck cone kit, right? And this is the lug adapter that Ron was talking about for more accurate. This is more for what did you say, racing?
Right, more precision type balancing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like what do you, when you say precision, like for what type of wheels?
Import wheels, I think, is really the best style that you're going to get the most use out of. A lot of guys have Porsches, cup cars that they race. It just gives it a better. They're kicking us out.
All right. All right.
But it's for more. To me, it's for Porsches and Fiats and the smaller type wheels that they're gonna get a better balance, a better placement for the weights.
More firm.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron.
Sure.
Well, Ron, thank you very much. I appreciate it again.
Your time, Ron.
My pleasure.
All right. Well, we'll do another one next week about the mobile column lifts. Thank you.
Okay. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend.
All right.
You too.
Have an outstanding rest of the day.
Thank you.
What's everybody cooking?
Arepas.
I was smoking a pork butt.
Oh, yeah?
That makes some pulled pork.
Send us some pictures. Send us some pictures.
All right. And some brisket.
That's nice.
Yep.
Barbecue brisket.
And
Oh,
beer.
that's right. Monday's Memorial Day, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Holiday, guys.
America.
America. There you go.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Team barbecue.
All right. Ron, thank you very much. Have a good
You're
weekend.
welcome. All right.
Take care,
Take
Ron.
care.
Thank you.
That made me hungry.
All right. So basically, for example, you guys are selling the 953 wheel balancer, right? This is our cost, right? The light truck cone kit for an extra $200, you can actually bring in a car that's a bigger car, and you got to see this as a mechanic would see it, right? One job with a truck cone kit can be $50, $100 of profit to the shop, right? If you're spending, let's say this costs $170 to the client, 3 of those jobs, you get your three big trucks or like an F-150, or you'll get your money back.
Right,
now you got to think about it. How many trucks are going to come in on a weekly basis? Let's say you get 2 big trucks that can come in on a weekly basis. You're getting, just from that job, you're getting money from that job. You're making money from that job, right? But you also got to think about the lifespan of that client. Just like in our business, right, where we have a client comes in for a small Lyle tool, we give them good service, they're going to come back for a lift or for something bigger. Same thing with these guys. You sell them on a wheel balancer, right? I'm sorry, the guy, like a guy with a truck comes in to do his car, they're going to want to come back every time for other jobs for their car. So you're gaining another client. If you don't have this tool to take care of that client, you're losing out potentially on a lot of business from one client. Does that make sense? So you got to paint that, when you're selling this equipment, you got to paint that picture in the client's mind. It's not just about the one-time sell. It's about the comeback, right? And all it is just a couple of $100 more. For a couple of $100 more, they can potentially do a lot more cars do a wide variety of cars. And especially right now, I think I spoke about it a couple of times, like every business has to diversify what they're doing. They can't just do the same old little cars that they were used to. They got to start thinking about, okay, now we got to bring in a different type of cars in order to accommodate more clients, in order to get more revenue for their shop.
Right. Perfect.
Questions, guys?
Nope.
So this is obviously the light truck cone kit adapter. This is the spacer, like he said, like you put this spacer here, that way it creates a little bit more space between the hub and the wheel. And this is the precision lug adapter. So these are obviously, if you mention them and you kind of explain to them why should the client buy them, they're always going to buy them. They're always going to take your word for it if you explain to them correctly. And if you make them see numbers, if you make them see how they're going to make money with this. Because at the end of the day, we're selling equipment for a business that's going to make money with this equipment. So if we show them that they can make more money with this equipment, they're going to buy from it. They're going to buy it.
Right.
Yep.
Lug adapter from import wheels, right?
Lug adapter for import wheels, correct. Okay. So don't say, for example, that, this is going to give you a better balancing job, because they're going to be like, oh, so this balancer sucks. No. Like you say, hey, this is a good lug adapter for import cars, like the Hondas, Nissan, stuff like that. So you're gonna be able to do those type of cars with this, and get like and get more of a precise balance job. Yes, this wheel balancer is going to balance it correctly. However, this one is going to give you a much better, especially for higher end wheels.
Right.
Right, and of course, motorcycle adapters, like these two, for example, it's a combined price of, let's say, ladies, are you guys you guys understanding everything? If you don't, please let me know. Please let me know, that way I can go over it, because I really want you guys to understand.
I have a question.
Yep.
I mean, just to clarify something, can you just go back on the screen that you had? I mean, they said in the specs that it's, for example, 24-inch wheel, but that's not the rim side, correct?
Okay.
I mean, there are two different. I mean, it's different.
So basically, most of the time when they say wheel, they really mean rim. Like, because it's like when they say wheels and tires, the wheel is the rim and the tire is the whole
Lo
tire.
acabo
The
de
whole,
hacer,
yeah.
estaba
Yeah, but
confundido.
he said, for example, on the TC430 that it does the maximum up to 18 realm, and
Dale, ya lo hice.
Let me take a. You're talking
go
about the
up
tire changer, right?
and yes.
Yeah, I remember he said the 18-inch
All right.
rim, like a minimum.
Okay, let me take a look at that. A TC430. Let's take a look at the specs.
See, I don't know because wait, what are
Okay.
y'all talking about?
Tire
Uh,
changers, Raj.
No, because I know he said for no. You guys are talking about tire changers or wheel balancers because
Tire
my
changers.
screen is like slow.
Right
Okay.
now we're talking about
What
tire
are
changers.
tire changers?
So,
Right
for
now my
example,
screen's
like,
showing
Tire
scissor lift.
changer.
like, here we go. So, for example, the TC430, the size of the wheel, the biggest, it's going to be 38 inches. That includes the
The
rim,
rim.
and the rubber part of the rim, right?
Yes,
So the
that's the
TC4,
wheel.
the whole tire. So the
Yeah.
wheel is considered. See here, the wheel width is 3 inches to 11 inches, but the max wheel diameter is at 38 inches, and this one is 47 inches. And here the inside rim clamp is 12 to 21 inches.
Okay, so that's for basically cars because car
Yes.
it goes for like 13, 14, 18.
Usually cars like small cars are
A
gonna
small car
be
are
like
like 13,
not yeah. I
correct?
mean, not too
I
many
mean
cars
that's
are
a
13.
small car.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
six.
taking
Yeah,
15.
16 inches, 17 inches. That's how
That's
much.
an average car,
Yeah, it's an
like
average car. Hmm.
yeah, but the small one, like I don't know, like maybe a Spark or something. I don't know if they do those cars there, but that's 13, maybe 14. That's the smallest car.
Yeah. So those type of rims will be you can accommodate those rims in the 430.
Okay, okay.
Not for nothing, I always get confused with that too. Whether it's to add the rubber part or just the rim or
No, so for
separate.
example, if they tell you, oh, like you always gotta ask them, what rim size are you doing, right?
Yeah,
So
and that's the inside rim clamp range. I'm
no,
sorry.
so the inside rim clamp range is when you do like you gotta be very careful clamping wheels in the inside because you can damage the wheels, or the rims, excuse me, like I was saying on the when Ron was there, right? So that's what you should always
Yeah,
take a look
I
at 10
understood
to
that.
10 to 18, and you should like the outside rim clamp. And so if a guy comes up to you and says, hey, I have a lot of 20-inch rims coming in, don't tell him, okay, the inside rim clamp range is 21. Tell him about the TC530, right? Because
Yeah,
the
we
the
have to
inside the
go
outside
up.
rim clamp range is 10 to 20 inches, but always try to upsell them on something bigger, because most people, you gotta, like I told you before, you gotta paint a picture in the client's mind. So if a guy comes in, yeah, I want the TC530, and that's it, right? Then he's missing out on 4 inches on rims from 20 to 24 inches. He's not seeing that. So if a guy comes in, if a customer comes into his shop with 22-inch rims, then he's gonna lose that client, right? And the price difference between 530 to 950. Let's take a look at the price, the difference. It's only $125. So if you think about it, by spending 100 to let's say $150 more, you're gonna get a tire changer that can do 24-inch rims. So you guys gotta see it that way, right? And paint the picture in the client's mind, because the client is gonna say, I want the most economical tire changer to open up my shop. But we as agents and as we gotta basically guide him correctly to which tire changer he should go to, right? You guys got to think about it. If he gets to 10 to 20, he's only going to do 20-inch tires, 20-inch rims, excuse me. He gets the TC 950, he's going to go up to 24 inches.
One question.
Yep.
So, do they have to pick within a tire changer that can do inside or outside, or like the tire changers can do both?
Wait, I'm sorry. Ask me that again.
Okay, so the TC 430, right?
Yep.
Is there like a TC 430 inside rim clamp branch or outside? Like, is there two different options or the same
Ah,
tire
okay. I think I
that
know
you
what you're talking
can
about.
do both?
Yes. So
No,
let me.
there's two different measurements, but it's the same option, correct?
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if. Wait, wait.
Oh, okay, okay. So okay, I get it. So the outside rim clamp where it says 18 inches, that's how much the rims could go, right? And the wheel width is no. The outside rim.
Why
Well,
you get confused, Raj?
Confusing.
no. Okay,
You
because I'm
confusing.
saying here for the TC 430. He said that it was up to
Okay.
18-inch rims, but it says the outside clamping it says
So let
18
me show
inches.
you
So I'm
guys.
guessing that's what it means.
All right. So let me show you this. Let me see if I can get a good
Don't get
picture.
confused, Raj.
All
All
right,
right.
I'm
So
gonna
you
just
see,
put
you
my mic
see
back
the
on mute.
this is the turntable, right? This is where you put wheels in, right? The inside, when you clamp something from the inside is, let me see if I can get a better picture of this. I don't know if you
We
guys
could
can
have a
see this.
video. Can we have a video?
Yeah, I think a video.
A video could demonstrate more.
Ah, perfect. Okay. So if you clamp the wheel from this part, this is the inside diameter. And if you clamp it from this point is the outside diameter. So right here, see, inside.
Okay,
Now,
that's the inside, and the outside it's on the outside border.
Usually.
uh, yep. So
I'm usually
basically,
the outside.
so basically, this part of the clamp will be on this side of the rim. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Also, a question. That's the rim. What's the measurement for the rim? He said it's up to 18.
Yep.
That's a measurement for the rim, not
Yep.
for the complete tire.
Yep. The
Correct.
rim. This is the rim. Yep.
Okay.
So that's why. So this is basically. I'm sorry. This is the outside clamp, right? Inside clamping is when this part of the clamp. You see how there's two little spikes right here. You see that, guys?
Yeah.
Or you see it right here, guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So this part will go inside of the rim and clamp it like on the inside. So, all right. Can you guys see me right now? So basically, let's say this is the rim, right? Outside clamp, inside clamp. The only difference.
Got it.
Does
See,
that make sense?
okay,
It's
I
clear.
I know, and it makes sense, but let's say, all right, my real issue is reading the specs.
Okay.
It confuses me a little.
What's confusing about it?
It's just there's so much measurements that I don't know which one exactly to read to know from what wheel from what rims it
What
could
one
work on
pointed
basically.
out, the one
From like the
the one
minimum and the
pointed out
max.
wheel,
Is
the
it the
wheel rim, the inside rim, but actually to do 28 inches instead of 23 or 47 inches.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
What?
You guys are talking at the same time. One of you guys,
Hello?
Raj, can I
Hello?
ask you a question again?
Okay, so basically I'm confused on reading the specs. So basically there's so much measurements that I get measurements as far as the type of rims it could work on.
What measurements?
The measurements in the specs.
I get that, but that's what I'm asking Raj. Like, what are you confused about? Like, for example, right here,
Okay,
we got the measurements right here. Which measurements are you confused about?
okay, like I'm talking about on the website though.
Okay.
Like just on the specs, which one would I look at to know what type of wheels it could work on? Exactly. Would
Right
it
here,
be the
inside rim clamp range, and the
uh-huh.
outside rim clamp range, right? So the inside rim clamp range is basically what I just showed in that picture. Clamping it from the inside, and the outside clamp range is you're clamping it from the outside, right? So when you're talking to a client, you want to ask him, hey, how big, what size rims do you work on? You know, he's going to
Mhm.
tell you 20-inch rims, or 22-inch rims, or 24-inch rims. So based on what he tells you, then you tell him like, oh, great, okay. So if you're doing 24-inch rims, sir, it's better if you do the TC 950, right? If
And
he
those are
says,
for
15 to
truck or
28.
something like the big car. I mean, because our normal
no,
average car, it's like 18 max,
no,
right?
no, not at all. So there's rims out there that are up to 28 inches.
So it's the
And that's,
outside rim clamp range that we look at.
yes,
Basically.
because like I said, the inside rim clamp range you could do as well, but you could damage the tire, the rim.
I get that now. Yeah. So if they
You
say
could
like 24.
damage.
So I'm gonna see if I can get this right. So all right, inside rim clamp range, right? So if they say, yeah, I'm working on 24-inch rims. Obviously, we're not gonna offer the TC 430 because it's not even close to that clamp range, or the TC 530. At that point, I'll go to the TC 950. If they say, you know what, I'm working on 22-inch rims, then we could go to the TC 530 right away. Skip it to 430 because of that inside clamp range, and then we can let them know. If you want to do the outside rim clamp range, then you'll need the TC 950. Does that make
Exactly,
sense?
yes, and then you'll ask whether if it's personal or it's commercial, etc. Because if it's like a commercial, then you'll go straight to offering the TC 1300.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. And if it's like if it's a tire changer for the guy's house and the guy has 18-inch tires, then yeah, you do the TC 430. But
Right.
Nike, to answer your question, there are a lot of rims out there for regular cars that are very big, that could be 24-inch rims. And what he was talking about, remember he said that you needed the press arm, right?
Hmm.
So that's for this, like he was talking about, like these type of wheels that are this part of the wheel, the wall. This is the wall that he was talking about. It's very hard because it's very small. So this part has to be stronger. So in order to take the tire out with a tire changer, you need something stronger, or like the press arm, which the press arm is going to bring this part down, and you're going to be able to take the tire out quicker. Look at this rim, for example. This rim is a 24-inch rim, and this is in a regular car. And there's even rims out there that are 26-inch rims. Like this car, for example. These rims are harder to take out. So that's why you need a heavy duty tire, not a truck tire changer, but a heavy duty tire changer that's not going to damage the rim, because these rims could cost $1,000.
I know, I like them.
So
Those tires are also thin, right?
yeah,
They're low
correct.
profile.
Low profile
Yep.
tires, correct.
Mm-hmm.
So then, these low profile tires, you'll be able to take them out with TC 950, for example, and obviously right now we're talking about Tuxedo, but to be honest with you, if you get a customized shop that's calling you about a tire changer, and they have the budget for it, go for something better, like a Corgi or a Hoffman
Orgy.
tire changer. Yeah, like this one, the biggest difference between Tuxedo, right? Because all of these change tires, right? But the biggest difference between Tuxedo and Corgi and Hoffman is that Tuxedo, first of all, the warranty is not that good, which means it's a year warranty. And if one of these parts breaks down within a year, you have to pay for shipping, and nobody will go to fix a tire changer within that year. Hoffman and Corgi, first of all, the tire changer gets to your shop, somebody will go to their shop and set up the tire changer and train the mechanics on how to use that tire changer. And the warranty, if something breaks down, they'll send the guy to fix it, and they'll send the parts as well. So that's the biggest difference between these. So for example, if a guy calls you that's doing these type of tires, if they don't have the budget for it, then yes, you tell them about this one. But for the most part, if they're doing these type of tire changers, they're gonna want to go with something that's more expensive, that their warranty is good, that they have better service. Like obviously the service counts a lot. Not just for everything. So it's basically you got to take a look at that too. You want to sell them on something that's quality.
Higher quality. Yeah.
Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Quick question. Now that you said, in quality as well, I have a client who's interested in doing two, and he recently got approved, and but this is a Ranger.
Okay.
Do the Ranger do the same thing as they go to their shop and they show
No.
everything? Like,
So Ranger, I think they have to pay for it extra. So basically, it's the good, better, and best type of thing, right? Good, Tuxedo,
mm,
solid wheel balances, solid tire changer. Obviously the warranty is not good. They have a year warranty, but nobody's gonna go to fix the item. And if something breaks down, they'll send the part, but they have to pay for shipping. Which kind of sucks. So if you're somebody, you're spending $1,000, $2,000, you're gonna want to have somebody go to your shop, right? Ranger, the quality's good. You know, maybe a little better than this, and obviously the brand name is better than this, than Tuxedo, right? But the warranty is if something breaks down, they'll send a part. They'll pay for shipping. Nobody will go to their shop, but they will pay for the shipping. Now, if you got a high-end tire shop that's been doing tires for a long time, they're gonna want to go for the higher end products like Hoffman or Corgi. So good, Tuxedo, better, Ranger, best, Hoffman and Corgi.
mhm.
Fine, sorry, Michelle is
Somebody's looking for
saying
a sales machine
there is a sales call.
or a tire machine.
Tell Michelle to just take
Or
tell Michelle to just take it down, and we'll call him up as soon as we're done with this.
oh, I think that it was actually stuff. Okay, I'll tell her.
So the Corgi and Hoffman, we could also, while we're talking to the client, we could upsell it saying, they have representatives. Once you get the equipment, they're gonna go to you,
Of
and
course.
they're actually gonna show you how to work the machine.
Yes. So basically, the mechanic or the tech guy for Hoffman is not going to teach. They're not responsible for teaching how to do the tire changer because the
Mm,
mechanics should already know how to do that. But they are
right.
going to teach them how to use the machine to its full capability,
Hmm.
right? Because it has most of these wheel balances or tire changer from Hoffman and Corgi have a lot more bells and whistles, have a lot more benefits. So they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? You could use it like this to make it a little better, you know.
How does that work? If we sell the item, are we providing this appointment, or
No, no,
the
no.
company would
Yep.
automatically
So
connect with the client?
yep. So Hoffman and Corgi automatically send somebody there. They don't like
Mm.
we don't have to create the appointment. They'll just send somebody over.
Oh, okay, totally. Oh, that's cool. I didn't
Yep.
know that.
So the best way to sell the Hoffman and Corgi to upgrade it, if you can upgrade it, because obviously it's hard to. These tire changes are $1,000, maybe $2,000. Hoffman and Corgi are 3 times, if not 4 times the price, right? It's just basically asking the guy questions, right? The best way to sell anything is asking the guy questions to see what he needs, and based on what he needs, you tell him like, hey, if you need a guy, like if service is incredibly important for you, then you need to look at something that's a little bit more higher end because you won't get the service you need with these wheel balances, but you will get the service you need with the Hoffman or with the Corgi stuff. You know.
Mhm. Got it.
Any other questions,
I'm good on my end.
I'm good.
Nico?
Clear.
Quick question. What is a low profile tire?
The big ones, the one those we're looking at.
That's the wheel. I mean, there's more. I don't know how to explain it.
All right,
It just
do you mind if I take
go
it,
ahead.
Nico?
We just had the picture. Show the
Yeah, we
ones that
had the
Nike
picture.
like. The ones that
Yeah,
Nike like.
the low
So-
Why are
profile.
they called low profile?
Because
Because
the
Because it
wheel
breaks the car.
it's thinner.
Thinner?
I think
And the low profile brings the car lower, um, in depth.
to yes, and
It
it's
just looks
cooler.
nicer.
So
It's
the other
nicer.
ones, like the regular ones, do they have another name or just regular tires?
just regular wheels,
Low
but these are low
profile,
profile tires.
the
Like
enemy of speed bumps.
no,
Yes.
actually no.
No?
What's an enemy of speed bumps is how the low profile cars, not to get confused with low
Oh yeah.
profile tires.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
low
right.
profile tire is when you have like this is the wall of the rim,
Mhm.
right? This part is low profile because it's not as wide as a regular as an 18-inch rim. So if you got an 18-inch rim, basically, more or less is you're coming to here, right? So the wall is a little bit thicker. Let me show you a picture. Does that make sense, Laura?
Yes,
Yep.
more or less.
So more or less, okay.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
basically,
I'm so new to cars and stuff, so
so basically, for example, let's take a look at this tire, right? This part of the wall is a lot thicker. So this is a regular tire.
oh, I see.
This
The other
one, for
one's low.
example, it's called low profile because look at the space. Maybe from here to here, maybe there's 2 inches, and from here to here, there's probably 4 inches. See?
Okay. Yeah, now I see.
So yeah, look at this. Yeah, like maybe an inch and a half from the rim to the outside of the wheel, and this is about 4 inches right here. So of course, to take this wheel out will be a lot harder to take this wheel out because the rubber in here is a lot harder. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In which one?
Yes.
The low
In this one.
profile or the?
Yeah, the low
Yeah, the low
profile.
profile.
It's harder. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Um, who's still with us?
Me.
Me.
Michelle. Okay, Michelle. How did you understand everything? Did you not, or what did you not understand about what happened today? I know there's a couple of things that.
You're ready to start telling, Michelle?
No, I'm not ready.
You'll start on Tuesday.
Oh my God.
We don't work
Do
Monday.
you
We
record
don't
this,
work Monday.
What?
We don't
I
work
did not know that.
Monday.
I'll see you guys Monday.
Oh,
In your dreams.
I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute. We don't
Monday's
work
Memorial
Monday.
Day.
it's Memorial Day.
What's happening on Monday?
We're gonna do
There's
barbecue.
a lot.
Memorial Day, festivo de los Estados Unidos is Memorial Day.
Oh,
And
Anyway,
Barbecue day, pretty much.
it's a holiday
so by
to
the way, we're
get your.
recording this. So
Okay.
Oh,
so who works
for
on Monday?
we'll talk about that later, Michelle.
Okay.
It's because
No, I'm just curious.
all right,
Give
guys.
me-
Any other questions about tire changers, wheel balancers, scissor lifts, anything?
Yeah, a lot, but I think we'll be doing
Nico,
that.
ask
No,
me.
I mean, I don't have any in my mind right now, but I know that I will have. So that's what I'm asking if you're recording this because I think I'm gonna be going over and over and over and over and
Me
over.
too. Me too. I gotta see it again.
Yep, we recorded it from the beginning to right now. So
Yeah,
any
hey,
questions that you have, I'll send you the link later on. But I really want you guys to get at least the idea of what the wheel balancer and tire changer does, and how to sell it and how to upgrade from the more economical and wheel balancer and tire changer to the bigger one, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said, we get a lot of people that just call us, hey, I want the 953, and half of the time, including myself, we're like, great, I'll sell you that, But sometimes we gotta ask a couple of more questions to what the client to help the client out to exactly what he needs, because the client doesn't know any better. We're supposed to
Yeah,
be the one that are helping him to get exactly what he needs in order for the client to make more money. If we can get the client to help him make more money, they'll come back to us every time.
basically, after we know which type of wheel they're doing, we have to, the next question will be if they're doing like a commercial or it's not, because if it's a commercial, we need to offer him something better, correct?
If it's a commercial shop,
Yes, I mean, it has a high volume of, traffic going in and out. That's what he said. That's what Ron says, right?
yep, but you got to convince the client.
Yes, of course. That's why we're taking grants course, correct?
Well,
We
yes,
should
I
try
mean-
to convince it to the leverless, so that way you get that high quality volume and at the same time less tax.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
for example, like like the client, most clients, not all, most clients that are uneducated in the tire changer business will always go for the cheaper one because they don't know any better, right? And we got to come in ask them questions, hey, what size rims are you doing? What type of cars are you doing? To upgrade them to a better wheel, or to a better tire changer, excuse me. And like George just said, maybe even to the TC 1300, to something
Mm.
professional, you know, which the price difference is not that great. But you, like I said before, you help the client make money, they're gonna come back to us every time, because we're helping them make money. We're helping them see a different aspect of their business that they're not seeing at the moment. Same thing happens with me. For example, like with the website, I don't know something about the website, but if somebody comes in and tells me I can make more money with the website by adding this, I don't care how much it costs, because what I'm adding will help us make more money. Will increase our revenue. Will increase our our how many sales or how much traffic we get. So let's say so basically it's how much you can, how, like, what you can teach the client, and how much you can teach the client to make more money. Then they're gonna make more money in the long run as well.
Yeah, they're gonna
Does
see
that
it
make sense?
as a good investment for the
Exactly.
upgrade. Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
Juan, I have a last question. So all these tire changers, let's say for example the TC 950, right?
Hmm.
It can do up to 47. Does that mean you can use it for the smallest wheel in the market? Because then it's confusing when you go to the specs and it
Gotcha.
says from.
So this is the 47 inch. This is the diameter, the max wheel diameter, which means that this whole thing,
The
this whole
tire
thing
ender.
is the full diameter that it's doing, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
The whole
Yes.
tire, the
The
rim
whole,
With
Tire
the
ender.
rim and
with
the
the
tire.
rubber.
yeah, with the rubber part,
Hmm.
so because, yep. So this type of tire changer, the 950, will do up to 47-inch diameter, so the whole thing. Whereas the 430 and the 530 would only do a 38-inch diameter. So again, kind of like,
Oh,
I guess this goes back to Roger's question, where the rim and the diameter, so you gotta ask the client questions.
okay.
What type of rims what size rims are you doing? 24-inch. Okay, perfect. Well, you already know that you got to do the 47. But if he says no, I only do 20-inch rims, but he says, okay, what diameter wheels are you doing? 40-inch diameters. Then you have to go to the TC 950.
Yep. Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
where asking questions and educating the client is very valuable. Because you're educating the client and guiding him to what he wants.
One.
Yeah, but the
Mm.
the confusion I have here is, okay, you have the TC 950, and I see there is a measurement there like 13 inches or 15 inches.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be able to fit a 12-inch
A 12-inch rim,
or a
no.
10-inch.
That would
No.
be a TC 530.
Yep.
So
Or
they
the
get to like work with bigger wheels, and they won't be able to work with the small ones. They will need
Correct.
like a
So,
different tire changer.
yep. So, for example, like I know, and this is for a full tire changer shop, right? A tire
Hmm.
changer shop, like I seen shops that have 10 tire changers, right? They go all the way from the small ones to the big ones to like a level-less tire changer to like a big Hoffman tire changer, right? And it's all because, for example, like let's say tire changer number one will be measured exactly. It's a single. Remember we were talking about single swing arm tire changers. Like this
Yeah.
swing arm designs will be in the locking position for 18-inch rims. So this one there, they know that it's only doing 18-inch rims. Then the second one next to it, it's already in the locking position for 20-inch rims. So the mechanic doesn't have to, like, in order to move this, you kind of have to screw it in and screw it out, right?
Hmm.
So obviously that takes time. And when it comes to like to commercial shops that do 100 tires a day, the quicker that you get a tire in and out, the more money you're gonna make, right?
Swing arm.
Yep. So of course, so like that's why they may have 10 tire changers. Let's say two of them doing 18-inch tires. They're just going it like maybe they're doing three tires or one tire every 5 minutes. So that means that they gotta, in 5 minutes, they gotta be able to do a whole set of 4 tires to get the next car in. Does that make sense? So if they take longer to do, then it's less money for them because they're seeing less clients. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
So
Yep.
yeah. So sometimes, like I said, so they may have like a 9, like let's say even the 430, right? Like 5 430s that do small tires, and they have 5 950s to do the bigger tires. So
And do they all do low profile or just the 1950 PA, WPA?
so any wheel, any tire changer, excuse me, can do low profile tires, but it is very hard to take it out without you having this press on. You know,
Okay.
like for example, you see this little round disc right here.
Yeah, now I do.
Okay, so this little round disc right here, what it'll do is it'll press like this red thing right here that you see is the control. This will control the press arm to go up and down, right? So this little disc will push the side of the tire so it can bring it down.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
I like this. You guys learning a couple of things?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
A
Awesome.
lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really glad. I'm really
Ready
glad.
to sell some tire changers and what now?
Where should you put your money?
I need one for a rotisserie, bro. You got to do a rotisserie training
All right.
later on.
Guys, sorry, bathroom break.
Do your thing. One
I'll
number.
be back.
Oh, this is
I'm
being
not
recorded.
saying that. Oh my god.
This is being recorded.
This is being recorded and monitored for quality assurance purposes.
Okay, so right here, for example, okay, so you see this right here? That's outside clamping.
Outside, yep.
Outside. Can you refresh my memory? Outside clamping. Which one is the one that's gonna scratch the rim?
The
Inside.
inside one.
Inside clamping will scratch the rim.
The outside's gonna scratch it anyway, but it's
not
not
at 100%.
Hmm.
You know, but if you have a very nice rim, it may scratch it.
So you need to do always outside.
Yes.
Even the outside though is gonna scratch it either way. Like
You gotta be careful. You gotta be
But
very
the
careful.
outside you won't see it, correct? You see the inside.
No. You can see it on the outside too. You just gotta be careful.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Like for example, right here, right? Like
This is using right there.
you can clamp this tire by putting the clamps right here. Right? Now, if it's a very expensive tire, like an aluminum tire, and for whatever reason it scratches it here, that's gonna cost money.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta be very careful. Now, if you're doing outside, excuse me, clamping, then you're gonna grab it from here. So this part, of course, is a little bit tougher than this part, and you know.
But can you see that part once you get the tire installed, or it's going to be inside the?
See right here. You see what this is doing? This is the press arm. So it's bringing it down, and one mechanic is only required because of his arm to do it. You know, otherwise, if you didn't have this, you probably needed two. But can you see it, Micah? Yeah, you can probably see it. Like if you scratch this part, you can see it, of course.
Okay.
That's a single arm, right? Right there.
That's a swing arm.
Or the swing arm, sorry. Stiff swing arm.
So see, any tire changer can do low profile tire. This is an economic. This is like a regular, like a cheap, an economic tire changer, but he's still able to do it. You know, all it requires is a good mechanic to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And yep, that's basically a video of the tire changer. Anything else, guys?
I'm good over here.
Good on my end.
So Raj, you understand the? Are you laying in your bed, George?
It's relaxing. But no, I had a question. Now, can you go back down to the specs?
Okay.
I had another questions on the specs. On top.
Yeah,
So it says, oh.
It was taking a little bit long.
I
It's
can't
freezing.
even see it.
Yeah, give it a second.
Well, I could say it from this one. So the inside rim and outside rim, those tire changes can do either inside or outside, and but not all of them that I could see now that says not available. Not all
Well, this
tire
is the
changers will
truck one.
do.
This is the truck one.
Oh, that's the truck one,
Yep.
and also
Well, the manual.
the followings will not basically
Oh,
is
this is the motorcycle one. This is the strictly
the
motorcycle tire changer.
motorcycle.
So this is
Got
the
it.
truck tire changer, the big truck tire changer. This is the motorcycle one. That's why I can't do
Okay.
inside. And this is the manual one, which is the little one that you saw.
The way we know is that letter right there, right? T for truck, M for motorcycle. Is that right?
I guess you could call it that. Yeah.
This little way to
Okay.
little helper there.
Oh, guys, I'm back, by the way.
Hey, how'd it go?
Cool.
But yeah, so yeah, usually any tire changer, George, can do inside clamping and outside clamping. You know, you have to be very careful with the inside clamping. Like you can do like a cheap tire, with a cheap rim inside without a problem. You're not gonna scratch it. And even if it scratches, you know, or an old tire, you know, even if you scratch it, that's fine. But for the most part, you always want to do outside rim clamp range.
Okay.
Any other
And
questions, Laura? Is
and,
Steph here?
and another one, the working pressure, like they said, 125 psi. They need an air compressor on that machine, right? They need
Yes.
like an extra air compressor for the machine to work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you need
Do
a
we
little bit of
sell
air pressure.
those air compressor 125 psi?
Yep.
Can we upsell so we can sell the air compressor and the tire
Correct.
changes as well?
Yep.
Which air compressor? I
That's
gotta look up the air compressor
so
because
that's another
I
that's
see.
so that's another class that we're gonna do in another day.
Yeah, yeah.
Because air compressors is just a whole different animal. That
Yes, yes. I have
we
questions. I had an issue with a 120 gallon, and it was, and then voltage and three phase and single phase too. So
Only have one
electrical
It's
as
all
question.
about
well.
the CFM. It's all about the CFM.
See,
Serious.
right.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
All right,
But
guys. Any
so the tire changer won't work, will not work without a power unit. Is that what you're saying?
Without an
no.
air compressor or
So
power unit.
Nika.
Oh, okay,
So
okay, air compressor.
so you
Okay,
see
Mhm.
this little thing right here?
yeah.
This this turntable will work is electrical, right? But you need air for this.
Mhm.
Mm. So I have to tell the client that he needs the air compressor in order for the machine to work.
He
Not
should know that already.
They
necessarily.
do
They
have
all
to.
He
know.
should know that already. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's good to go over what he has. You know, because
yeah.
if he's buying a tire changer, you assume he has an air compressor, right? But throughout the conversation, you want to say, okay, so what kind of air compressor you have? No, I don't have an air compressor. Then great, I can give you one.
Mhm.
You know, but if he has like, oh,
Oh,
I
Like,
already have an air compressor, which most shops they like the air compressor is like the heart of the shop. If you don't have an air compressor, then your
mhm.
shop is not working. Um, but yeah. So like if you buy a tire changer and it's a working shop, for the most part, he has an air compressor. Any air compressor will do 125 psi for the most part.
So Juan, had that client when I was talking to Ron about the air compressor question. Um, I guess he had a higher PSI compressor because he was asking how much PSI does the tires changer maneuver
That's a tire changer need, which is
need?
125
Right,
psi. So
right,
like even if you have a 250 psi air compressor, you'll still be able to do this. That's not a problem.
right. And they have to like what calculate it so
There's usually
towards
all it is just like the The air compressor hose will connect with that, and
Okay.
then all it is just shooting a little bit of air to the tire changer.
Hey
That's
Yeah,
all
guys,
it is.
so
just throwing this out
because
there just in case nobody knows. PSI stands for pounds per square
Pounds
inch.
per square inch.
Thanks,
yeah,
Raj.
yeah, and now I know that you said that that's a hard. I remember now that I just asked, and then we used to have like a 7.5 air compressor unit, I guess. So now I remember.
Yep.
Juan, can a motorcycle tire be changed in a regular tire changer, or does it have to be specifically a motorcycle tire changer?
Only they
So
have the
so
adapters.
You
yeah,
have the
Adapters.
adapters.
you need the adapters right here.
Mm-hmm.
So these adapters will fit in the 430, 530, and 950.
Only those.
Okay.
So
Mm.
for example, but this one is a motorcycle tire changer. Like this one will only do motorcycles, right?
We got another brand that carries the motorcycle changers. One.
Yeah.
I think Hoffman carries has a motorcycle tire changer as well.
Okay.
And what about
One.
the golf cart? That I have some clients that have asked about the golf cart wheel.
That I think this one can do golf cars as well.
Okay.
One. So since you told us that you were gonna put the accessories for each of these tires, are you gonna also put the options in the other brands? Like for example, Corgi
Yeah,
or
we're
Hoffman.
gonna work on
That
it
would
little by
be,
little. Little
yeah.
like Steph and I will work on it little by little.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Any other question, guys?
No.
No.
Are we gonna have like this for Corgi and Ranger or Hoffman as well?
Yep. Yep. I mean, Hoffman, it may be a little bit more difficult. I'll probably just get my father to do a Hoffman seminar. But yeah, I wanna every week I wanna hit a different manufacturer. You know, so the manufacturers that I want to work on, obviously Tuxedo is one of them. Ideal. Probably Benpack, Ranger. What else? Corgi is definitely one of them that I want to hit as well. So like the manufacturers that we sell the most of.
Awesome. Yeah. Very informative.
You know, because at the end of the day, I think you guys seen it already that we're getting a lot of clients that are asking for bigger equipment, right? So we need to be schooled on pretty much everything, myself included. Like, you
Mm.
know, I know about Hoffman, but I don't know every detail about Hoffman because Hoffman is like there's seven wheel alignment systems that are basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
So like
So
the made in, where they're made from, things like that.
exactly.
That's great.
Anything else, guys? Any other question, guys? Laura, Michelle, Nika.
Not for now.
Okay.
No. Oh, and the client says I wanted that is made in USA.
I don't want no
If
overseas thing.
he's calling if he's calling about the TC430 and you tell him it's Chinese and he's like, oh, I want an American model, he probably doesn't have the money. You know, just because an American model is going to cost 4 times what this one will cost. Like
Right.
you're the only one that it would be a Hoffman one, right? And the same one costs a Hoffman one is like starting at 3,000, 4,000 bucks.
Also, Hoffman is American.
American Italian. Yep.
American
Like
Italian.
some of
Got
the
it.
parts are made in the United States, some of the parts are made in Italy.
Got it. Okay. And and Corgi all Italian.
All Italian. And
Mhm.
there are some Chinese models as well.
Gotcha.
Made in America.
Mhm. And yeah, guys. So like, don't forget about these little assist arms as well, which we're gonna put on the website, right? So you sell a 430, sell them on this assist arm.
Mm-hmm. What's the benefit of the assist arm again?
Basically, remember the video I just showed? This one.
Yeah.
So that's what it does.
Gotcha.
It helps. That's the assist arm.
Got
Mhm.
it.
Because if you don't have it, need to have the
The
clamp, the lever, a metal rod to put it in.
Yep. Like for example, this is the John Bean. John Bean is is the same brand as Hoffman, right? So if you take a look at this one, for example, right here, this is the bead breaker, right? So
Ooh.
right now before you even change the tire, you got to break the bead. which is that. So you got to loosen this part, the wall, or the wall part.
The wall and the rubber.
Yep. So right here, so it breaks it.
Boom.
Ooh.
Wow, we don't hit a 2-hour session today.
Well,
Hey,
we
as
learn
long
more
as,
stuff.
as long as you guys are learning, man, that's all that matters to me.
We sell one
Now-
of these on the site. That's the
Yeah, so this one is basically like the same thing as a Hoffman wheel balance. Tire
Right.
changer.
Gotcha. But does the Tuxedo carry a similar type of
Well,
feature?
yeah, like this is the beat breaker. So this
Oh,
thing
yeah.
right here is
Necessity.
this.
Got you. Okay.
See? But like I'm just showing you how a tire, like what the process is of a tire changer.
Right.
So right now they're breaking the bead. Right now that once the bead is broken, basically, you put it up on the turntable.
Yeah.
So guy takes forever to break the bead.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna clamp the wheel. I bet you guys $100 is gonna do outside clamping. So right now he's measuring the size of the rim versus the inside, basically the outside clamping capability.
So you have to adjust it manually. Like there's no way to
No.
adjust it.
He presses on one of these levers in the front,
Uh-huh.
like right here. This is how you control the tire changer. But like when you press one of these,
The pedal.
you're gonna rotate it, one rotates it and the other one opens up the clamps, opens up and closes the clamps.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like there is no like a computer or something where you can put the measurement you want and the machine will do it by itself. You have to measure it manually.
Yes, there is. For example, for something like this, for something that costs like $20,000.
The leverless.
Yeah, the
Got it.
leverless.
When you do a leverless, like you just put the tire and the machine does it all.
Does everything.
Well, you still have to manually move
Oh.
the tire changer, but I
Yeah.
mean, press the buttons basically, but you don't
Yeah.
have to touch the tire. And right now, for example, this is the equivalent to the press arm for Tuxedo, right?
Okay.
And this will hold down the tire in place. See how it's pushing it down?
Yep.
So it can clamp it correctly. See, right now.
Yeah.
This will bring down. This is for your low profile tires, Nike and Lauda.
Got it.
They're lubing up the tire because it's kind of like chapstick. You guys use chapstick, right? If you guys don't use chapstick, your lips get cracked. It's the same thing with the rubbers. If you don't use the lube, the rubber part will break. And this is how you clamp down the wheel so you can take it out. This is the TPMS sensor. And that's, see how, right now this is, you still have to manually take the rubber part and put it, see, or in a second you're gonna see what he does with this lever right here, with this. So you have to put it above the lip. This is called the lip of the tire changer. So now when you rotate it, see, and this helps you bring it up too as well. So you're pushing it up little by little. So now, like, see how the rubber part is coming out?
Yep.
And now the bottom part has to be taken out as well. So you lift that part up. So imagine a mechanic doing this 100 times a day, right?
Oh.
If he doesn't have this machine, how tired do you think he's going to be the next day?
You can be sore.
Yep.
And then to put it back in, the same machine works too on one, right?
Of course. Yep. This will take out and put the tire back into place.
Back into the rim. Okay.
Is he going to put it back in? Yep. Oh no. So see how it's tilting? That's the tilt back tire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it is, guys. Any other questions?
I'm good here.
Here.
Good.
Lau,
Good, good.
Nico, you good?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. Michelle, is she still here?
I'm okay.
Okay. You understand? You get a better idea how everything works, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I feel more confident now.
I you mean a little bit after 2 hours?
I mean, still like Chinese for
Has
me,
to be a little bit.
but I'm on my way there.
Okay, good. Well, as long as you understand what the different type of products we sell,
Yeah.
it's you start understanding it little by little, you're gonna get the bigger picture.
Yeah, I know.
All right, guys. So thank you very much. I'm gonna stop recording now.
Okay.